Desertification is one of the most serious environmental and social economic problems in the world today. And about 1/4 of the landmass and 2/3 of the countries in the regions are endangered and suffering harms caused by desertification. China is one of the countries with serious desertification problems. About 1/4 of land and nearly 400 million people affected, with 30% of the poor lived in the desertified areas. So, desertification is the main cause of poverty. Thus, combating desertification is of key importance for improving human well-being. Fujian Agriculture and Forestry University of China was the first to develop and utilize JUNCAO technology for desertification control since 1993. JUNCAO grass is a big burly plant with strong adaptability, fast growth, well-developed root system, can drastically improve the desertification control speed with much reduced cost. In 20 years of unremitting efforts by FAFU scientists with numerous experiments and demonstrations carried out from China's Qinghai-Tibet Plateau, the Yellow River Basin, Taklamakan Desert, Muaz Desert, Ulamba Desert, the source of the Nile River in Africa, the South African Plateau, and many other places in the world, JUNCAO technology has overcome many technical problems and achieved a series of internationally leading research results. At present, China National JUNCAO Center in FAFU has established a complete technical system for desertification control with JUNCAO technology, including species selection and breeding, environmental engineering, as well as comprehensive utilization techniques. JUNCAO grass can be used for mushroom production, as animal feed, fertilizer, for biomass fuel and biomass materials production, etc., which effectively enhance poverty alleviation for farmers and herdsmen in desertified areas to achieve the win-win situation in combined ecological, economic, and social development. It has actually created a JUNCAO model for integrated desertification control well connected with poverty alleviation. For soil and water conservancy, in Fujian province of China, the experiment of soil erosion control by planting JUNCAO grass started in 1993 and achieved good results. Since 2011, at the upstream of the Nile in Rwanda, the lands planted with JUNCAO grass in comparative with the land of traditional maize cropping, the soil erosion was reduced by 97.05 to 98.9%, and the runoff water decreased by 80 to 91.9%. For clasping hill control, clasping hill is a serious problem in soil erosion. With transplanting the JUNCAO grass seedlings, the soil is fixed and the vegetation can be rebuilt within 3 months. It is much faster and only at 5 to 6% cost in comparison with traditional method like planting ordinary trees. For desertification control, since 1997, the experiments have been carried out in the typical arid desert area of the western margin of the Muaz Desert in Ningxia. It finally got initial success after 3 years hard work, and the harvest grass were used to cultivate edible mushrooms. Now, the JUNCAO grass planted in this region achieves a good yield of fresh grass 300 tons per hectare. Since 2002, JUNCAO grass has been planted in Xinjiang desertification area. of which the yield of grass is 3.1 tons of silage corn, and water consumption is less by 1,200 liters per hour. From 2007 to 2015, in the Lastel Matheru Plateau, JUNCAO grass was planted for windbreak and sand fixation, with the fresh grass yield reached 274.1 tons per hectare and used as high-quality animal feed by local people. Quicksand dunes control. In 2011, JUNCAO grass was planted at an altitude of 3,067 meters in Linzhi Prefecture of Tibet Autonomous Region for the first time to fix the quicksand dunes. A perennial variety of JUNCAO grass was adopted and the sand dunes were fixed in the same year, relying on just the natural rainfall. In 2013, the experiment was carried out at an altitude of 1,065 meters between the west bank of the Yellow River and the eastern fringe of Ulaanbaatar Desert, one of the 4 biggest sandstorm sources in China. Local natural conditions are very harsh. The minimum relative humidity was only 5 to 8%. And the suitable season for JUNCAO grass planting has a lot of sandstorms. In 6 weeks, 8-level gales happened for 7 times. After repeated experiments, a set of technology for quicksand dunes control was formulated. Giant JUNCAO grass was adopted as the pioneer plant and fixed the sand dunes after only 80 days. A cluster of giant JUNCAO grass could fix 15.2 square meters sand in 120 days. The above ground biomass of fresh grass reached 120 to 150 tons per hectare, which can be used as high-quality forage. Although the giant JUNCAO grass, there was an annual plant, the roots could still fix the sand for the following 4 consecutive years after harvest. In 2016, 15 hectares of JUNCAO grass was planted as an ecological barrier along the Ahe Highway. In the world's second largest desert, Taklamakan Desert, the ecological barriers achieve effective results by using the combination of perennial JUNCAO grass variety and a drip irrigation system. Arsenic sandstone control. The experiment and demonstration of 8 hectares research of arsenic sandstone control was carried out in outdoors Inner Mongolia. With only the natural rainfall, the above ground biomass of giant JUNCAO grass reached 114 tons per hour in the ditch of arsenic sandstone area. Proluvial fine control. Proluvial fine is a difficult problem of desertification control. In 2015, JUNCAO grass was planted at altitude 2,350 meters in the upper reach of Yellow River, located in Proluvial fine at Cook Place in Guide County, Qinghai Province. The yield of fresh JUNCAO grass reached 135 tons per hour, which was 2.3 times more of the yield of local silage corn and 10.3 times of the yield of alfalfa. In 2017, JUNCAO technology was listed as an important project under China United Nations Peace and Development Trust Fund. On May 26, the permanent mission of China to the United Nations and Department of Economic and Social Affairs of the United Nations jointly held a launching ceremony for JUNCAO project at the United Nations headquarters in New York. JUNCAO technology for desertification control originates from China and now serves the whole world. We are committed to the aim of develop JUNCAO industry, benefit the whole mankind, and will devote ourselves to help achieve the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development of the United Nations. Let's join hands and work together to turn desert into oasis, the Gobi Desert into fertile farmland, and build a harmonious and beautiful, happy homeland.